1 p.m. Eastern, Jacksonville Jaguars 4-7, 1-4 on the road. The Detroit Lions 4-7, 2-4 at home. Ford Field, Detroit, Michigan. I can't wait to talk about this game. I find it very, very interesting. And, I don't care if it's a bum fight. I love it. Better to talk money line here, although from a spread perspective, the lines have gone from -1 to +1.5. Better idea when we talk money line, they've gone from -111 to +105 at Pinnacle. The total opened up at 51.5, and there's been a 1 cent move to the under. Let's take a look at the cash flow here. Big Show picks in the house. What up, Big Show? Let's take a look at this Jaguars Lions here. We have 4,816 tickets in. 46% of the tickets, 59% of cash on the Jags. They have Sports Insights has given the Jaguars 15 to 20% line value. 54% of tickets are on the over. 54% of tickets are on the over. Harold Williams on the Lions +1.5 and the money line. My initial idea is to go against that, but I certainly wanted to talk it out because obviously I'm dealing with a bias, and Detroit's coming on in off extra rest. A bias from what I saw, Trevor Lawrence's best game in the NFL. That's what they're coming off. They're coming off their most impressive win in the Trevor Lawrence era. 28-27 at home over the Ravens on Sunday. Lamar Jackson put the Ravens up 27-20 with 2:02 left. Jaguars needed a 75-yard drive with no timeouts, and Trevor Lawrence came through. He went 29-37 in the game for 3 touchdowns. SD Crusaders says Lions easy. Zay Jones caught 11 passes for 145 yards in the game-winning 2-point conversion. Justin Tucker missed a 67-yarder at the buzzer. It was the franchise's first win when trailing by 7 or more points in the final minute of regulation. They'd been 0-183 in those situations before Sunday. So Michael Hasty struggled on the ground, 12 carries for 20 yards, but he caught 5 for 67. Christian Kirk caught 4 for 46. Travis Etienne left in the second quarter with a foot injury. He walked to the locker room, came back, was on the sidelines in his pads. He's good to go. Doug Peterson said we didn't rule him out. It was my decision to keep him out, but we'll check on him tonight and have a better update tomorrow, and he's expected to be available here. Without him on the field, the Jags were held to 38 yards rushing on 20 carries, and they still beat the Ravens 28-27. The Jags have averaged 5.5 yards per snap over their last 3 games. So the Jags offense has been better than the Lions offense over the last 3 games. 5.5 yards per play compared to 5.2 for the Lions. The defense struggled at times, but they got 2 big fumbles. The Ravens put up 415 yards, were 8 of 14 on third down. That's uncomforting. The Jags finished with 1 sack and 3 quarterback hits. But if you think that if we're saying that the offense or the Jags offense has been better than the Lions offense over the last 3 days, then the Jags defense has been way better than the Lions defense. So I don't know how. So for me, this is Jaguars or no bet. Lions coming off extra rest and prep after their 28-25 loss at home to the Bills on Thanksgiving Thursday. They had a chance to win 4 straight for the first time since 2016. They lost their 6th straight game on Thanksgiving. Jared Goff, 23 of 37, 240 yards, 2 touchdowns. Amon-Ra St. Brown caught 9 for 122. Jamal Williams had 18 carries for 66 yards and a touchdown, did fumble. Lions finished with 3 sacks and 8 quarterback hits. 2 of those sacks came from James Houston. He'd just been promoted from the practice squad. That's, those are the types of players that are filling the gaps right now, and they're doing a great job. Will they be able to do it week to week to week? First player in franchise history to have more than 1 sack in his NFL debut. The Lions let the Bills go 7-12 on third down. Jeff Okudah missed the game with a concussion. They're hoping to have him back. Defensive end Julian Okwara with the elbow was hurt during the game. There's been no update on his injury. Detroit ranks 32nd and third down defense, last in the league, 28th in red zone defense. I don't see any. Look, the Lions are trying, but if I study this from just a statistical standpoint, I don't want anything to do with the Detroit Lions. Take it away for us, Andy. Jags Lions.
Yeah, I'm kind of there as well. Like I'm not excited. It's a team that you think you have a grip on, and then they come out and play games even like last week. And I know a lot of people that were on the +10, but I certainly didn't expect that kind of offensive performance. It felt like maybe a garbage time slip in the back door kind of thing. But they didn't look that bad, but they've been so inconsistent. And honestly, so have the Jaguars. The offense is really trending up right now. But it took them, it took them getting down big to a team that has consistently let teams in the Baltimore Ravens let teams, come back on them late in the game. Is that what the Jaguars need these plus matchups, and they need everything to go right for them to get going as well? Their defense has been disappointing. It's just way too inconsistent on both sides of the ball for both teams for me to get excited about betting either of these teams. And I know there's some love for Jacksonville. I prefer the home dog, but like I said, the inconsistency we've seen from the Detroit Lions on offense, if it's not clicking, Lions go out there and score like 10 points. It's a tough game for me. And I do lean a little bit on the over, but for the same reasons, just the inconsistency we've seen with Detroit. I'm just not excited about getting involved in this game. These are like two teams I don't want to be betting on at all. And somebody made fun of this game saying it should be a Thursday game. Yeah, this is like a September Thursday night game, like week 2, Lions Jaguars, before everyone knows how bad they are.
I think I'm going to have enough action. I really do. I think I'm going to have enough action. But I do kind of want the Jags. I really do. I can understand staying off, but I also think that what's happening with Trevor Lawrence is real. What's happening with the Jags is real.
Yeah, he looked good in the second half. Like he was hitting his throws. He was hitting receivers. Even when there wasn't a lot of separation, he was putting the ball where he needed to. That touchdown pass was one of the better throws he's made all year. And I mean, that late one, he kind of had it against a better defense than Detroit. And Detroit's offensive line was actually really disappointing last week on the Thursday Thanksgiving game. A strength of theirs was pretty bad. They had a couple guys grade out pretty poorly against a Bills pass rush that hasn't been all that special at times. So maybe this Jacksonville defense that's been a little ho-hum has a better day. If the one strength Detroit has brought for the most of the year and last year is turning into a bit of weakness at this point. I'm probably gonna watch this game. Like I'm gonna be excited to watch this. Hopefully it's a barn burner for you over bettors, but I won't have any action on this one.
Birdie says it can still be real and you can still let down off that huge win, and that's the truth.
Yep,
that's the truth. I think I have enough action, but I want to back from breaking it down statistically. Skydragon says, I know I get an honest effort from Detroit. I don't have the slightest clue what I get from Jacksonville. I guess enough has been said here, and I there's a lot of spots I want to attack here. I've already made 3 bets, and I guess I can sit back and just like play the Jags and pools and shit like that. But I'd sure like to bet them.
Harold pointing out, yeah, honestly, they were pretty much missing their top 4 guards. And I don't think Jackson's coming back anytime soon. So the Lions are now a beat up team. I get this move. I understand the move. I'm probably going to live bet this game. I live bet a lot of games, Jimmy. Like I feel like, that you pay a little extra on live betting. The vig, the over round is a little higher. And of course they have the same information that you do, but I feel like you can answer some questions, especially once you get past the first few scripted drives. So I feel like I'll be attacking this one live.
And what's keeping you off the over? The Lions.
Yeah, the worries that the Lions offensive line with the injuries and how it's played, if they get beat up bad here, like I worry about them, just no showing on this game at all.
I guess you just don't want any team off the most impressive win of the Trevor Lawrence era. I guess it comes down to that, and I should just stay off and just play it in pools. Okay. Whew, let's move on. 1 p.m. I was so excited about talking about that game, and I leave it with fucking nothing.
I bet you have live betting on Sundays too. You don't just have to do it on primetime.
No, I know, but I do enjoy it when we're all watching it together.
That's fair.
It gives me a bit of a. Wow, I enjoy it immensely.